Chama, the signature catchphrase from the light heavyweight champ, seems fitting after he delivered another stunning performance in the UFC 307 main event. It was a very mature fight from Pereira, who fended off a fast start from Khalil Rountree, only to pour on the punishment with each passing minute. As the fight reached the 4th round, Pereira turned up the heat, landing punches that left Rountree's face a bloody mess, split open from multiple cuts. With Rountree backed against the cage, Pereira unleashed 2 devastating body shots, followed by a crushing uppercut that sent his opponent crashing to the mat. "I can say that this was one of the toughest fights," Pereira said following his latest win. "I expected that. He showed tonight why he's got so much quality in here." A battered and bloodied Rountree had nothing but respect for Pereira as he embraced the moment after coming up short in his first attempt at becoming UFC champion. "My thought coming into this fight was just to be grateful," Rountree said. "I was really excited to come in here and I just embraced the moments. I don't think I was surprised at all. I thought I was going to be able to hit him a lot more. He did a really good job of evading the punches." UFC President Dana White reacted to Pereira's brutal beatdown of Rountree, questioning Khalil's heart.
This not play out the way everybody thought it would. I mean, everybody knew, everybody at first was like, oh, he's ranked number 8. But you knew it was going to be a badass fight. You knew it was going to be a badass fight. You can never measure heart. You don't know how that's going to go. Huh? Now you know. I felt like the difference was the low leg kick. And when he started calf kicking him, he was destroying that leg, and he was having trouble putting pressure on it, and he was having trouble with his punching power, his movement, everything. And he systematically just started picking him apart. I mean, this guy destroys everybody.
To me,
I thought your judging tonight was atrocious.
Yeah.
Felt like I was at a boxing match in Ireland tonight. I thought the judging was atrocious tonight. I'll just leave it at that. It was atrocious. I always think that the referee should be more active on that, 100%, especially when somebody keeps doing it to stall. If you're judging on a guy, whether it's control, if it's this or that, if you're not trying to fight, how do you win the fight, right? And if you're looking at attempted takedowns, well, what about stuffing the takedowns? It's just madness. When you can tell that the guy definitely doesn't want to stand and strike and just wants to stall against the fence. Yes, the refs, that's their job. They're supposed to see it. When they see it continually happening and that the guy is not trying to win the fight, then you keep breaking them up.
Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan ripped the referee after his questionable officiating of UFC 307. Referee Dave Selgested officiated the first bout on the UFC prelims between middleweights Yor Potieria and Cesar Almeida, which turned out to be a fascinating matchup between 2 strikers. Almeida poked fellow middleweight multiple times in a fight. After 4 successive eye pokes, he failed to deduct a point from Almeida, which was critiqued by Joe Rogan. Both Joe Rogan and John Anik agreed that the referee was horrible in this fight. John Anik said, "For the record, UFC Hall of Famer Mark Ratner to my immediate left said the referee should have unequivocally taken a point." Jose Aldo came up short via a split decision to Mario Bautista on the 3rd fight of the main card. Aldo was devastated after the scores were read, and Bautista was loudly booed during his post-fight interview. Here's how the MMA community reacted to this decision. Conor McGregor said, "Dirt decision." Rogan said the judges weren't even looking. That was Jose's story. Bullshit decision. He has just said he was shooting in just to hold him against the fence. That's not good enough. Referees need to step in here. This sport is the fan sport. Remember this and act accordingly. 30-second clock, 20-second clock, 10-second, 8-second, 6-second, etc. Separate. No point prolonging these positions as if they haven't taken place exactly the same way prior and nothing has taken place but stalling. My opinion. Dominic Cruz said, "Amazing performance. I enjoyed watching every minute of the chess battle. The bantamweight division is on fire." Aljamain Sterling, "I can't call that one." Who do you think truly won the fight between Aldo and Bautista? Bautista didn't land any real damage. He just held Aldo against the fence and stalled with his wrestling. Meanwhile, Aldo was putting in work and dealing way more damage. What's your take? Francis Ngannou faced a lot of heat following his devastating loss to Anthony Joshua. MMA community started criticizing his move over to PFL. UFC president Dana White was one of them. Dana blasted the PFL over spending $20 million on Francis Ngannou's comeback fight. Dana claims that the PFL are spending way too much and that it is unlikely they're going to be successful. It's not the first time he has taken aim at the PFL, particularly since their acquisition of Bellator earlier this year. Quote, "They're throwing the freaking kitchen sink at it." This guy, co-founder Don Davis, just came out recently and said, "We're going to spend more money than the UFC did on the Sphere." That sounds damn brilliant. How many tickets are you going to sell? Yeah, they're not very bright. Yeah, so if I were them, listen, it's all fair. Knock yourself out. They're drowning. They suck. I mean, they're not good at what they do, so I guess you would just keep trying anything you can to make something stick. Dana hinted at the idea that simply spending big on a fighter like Francis Ngannou isn't a foolproof strategy for success. To Dana, it's as if they're betting big on one star without any certainty of the return on that investment. The PFL put a lot of resources into Ngannou, likely expecting him to deliver significant results and elevate their brand. But Dana is confident this strategy won't work them, especially after Ngannou's brutal KO loss to Anthony Joshua. PFL boss compared Dana White to controversial boxing supremo Don King, saying most people know the UFC. They're the clear leader today. That's a promoter-driven organization. You know that Dana White is the next generation of Don King. He chooses who is ranked 1 and who's ranked 2. The promoter decides who to fight. PFL, completely different. I don't decide anything. I'm like Adam Silver in the NBA. It's all driven by the athletes. What do you guys think about the ongoing drama between the UFC and PFL? The PFL is making these big moves, like bringing on Francis Ngannou, almost as if they're trying to compete with the UFC. But let's be real, even though they're spending big, does anyone actually believe the PFL will ever reach the UFC's level of success? Drop your thoughts below. Do you think their strategy has a chance, or is it more like chasing a dream that'll never really happen? Alex Pereira's future in the light heavyweight division is looking intriguing. While there's been talk about a potential rematch with Jamal Hill, who's been itching for a shot after getting brutally knocked out, it seems fans aren't too excited about that matchup. Instead, the most logical next fight for Pereira would be against Magomed Ankalaev. With serious wrestling skills and a reputation for being a tough challenge, Ankalaev could really test Pereira's abilities in the octagon. Pereira himself has expressed a desire to stay at 205, so it makes sense to focus on opponents who can push him to his limits. The idea of facing Ankalaev could be an exciting clash of styles that fans would love to see. If Pereira manages to beat Ankalaev, it could really skyrocket his stardom to a whole new level. He's never faced an elite wrestler like Ankalaev before, so this fight presents a unique challenge. Alex is looking unstoppable right now. However, Ankalaev on the other hand says he won't be shooting for the takedown as everyone expects him to. He is confident in his striking skills. While Ankalaev does actually have really high-level striking, it is undeniable that Pereira's elite kickboxing skills are on a whole another level. It is not a good idea to stand and bang with Alex, so who do you want to see Pereira fight next? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for daily MMA